back in the kitchen now with Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council, and oh boy, nice big hearty pot of soup on the stove and a good book and a fire in the fireplace, and I'm a happy camper, right?
Exactly. And this is a good recipe. I should make this soup more often. I don't know why I don't.
I'm looking at it. We're all excited to have a bowl. One of the things about soup is, you know, if I make a batch on Sunday, I've got it all week.
Yes.
You know, for lunches, to pack in your lunch, or to have for dinner.
And some recipes are always better the next day.
I know,
you
like magic happens in the fridge.
Yes,
yeah.
you let it sit and then reheat it just 20 minutes, and it's like, oh, the flavors meld and it's thicker.
I agree.
And this one looks that way. It looks great.
It does. It really does. So beef barley soup. So a little oil in the soup pan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit of extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
And then this is a little more than a pound of just your stew meat that you buy in the supermarket. If you have a chuck roast at home and you want to use that, chunk it up.
Okay.
Chuck roast or any kind of pot roast would be perfect in a soup recipe like this.
And these are about 1-inch pieces.
One inch pieces, yeah. If you're going to make your own stew meat at home, try and make your pieces a nice uniform size.
Okay.
Either all 1.5-inch big cubes or all 3/4-inch tiny cubes. Then they'll cook evenly.
Now this is stew meat, so it's a tougher cut of meat. So although it comes together quick, it's going to need to sit on your stove for a while.
Yes, yes. It's probably round. It's probably a round roast or a round steak, and it's nice and lean. There's hardly no fat in that.
I noticed
so
that.
It's going to need a nice low braising.
Couple hours at least?
Couple hours. Yeah, we're going to let this soup cook 2 hours, a nice slow simmer, and then add tomatoes close to the end, and then do about another 15-20 minutes.
Okay, so I want to season up. Basically, we've got salt and pepper here with our stew meat, give it some great flavor. And I always tell people, and I've learned from my chef friends, that you can't just throw salt and pepper in at the end. You really got to kind of keep it going throughout. And you notice we had, once again, a very, very hot pan. I want to get some color on that beef. Don't you agree, Ange?
Yes.
And
get a nice sear on there, nice
don't
caramelization.
overcrowd it. You can always do
don't
this
overcrowd
in
it.
batches. You see how it's starting to get a little bit brown. If you notice it's just gray and it's kind of hanging out, get it out of there. Start over again with the oil.
Start over, yes.
You know,
and don't cover it.
Yes, because that just, you know, brings the temperature down.
Steams it. You don't want to steam it. You want to sear it.
So this is going to take a minute or so, and don't skip this step. This is the flavor, you know, when you go out to a restaurant and you get really good soup. This is why they do this every day, and they've got the time to do it. So some soups, you know, I have a lot of soups that are super duper quick. You can throw it together in minutes, and some take a little longer.
Take a little longer.
You know? Okay, so now we're going to throw our onions in.
Yeah, about 1 large onion, and then 2 large cloves of garlic minced.
Okay. Get that going a little bit. And at home, of course, you'll let this hang out a little bit longer, get a little bit softer, but season as you go. I'm going to do a little more salt and pepper with the onion. Get some carrot in here.
I took 4 small Yukon Golds, and I just diced them up.
Yum.
A nice sized dice.
And you
We're
didn't
gonna
need to
add these.
even peel them.
Nope. No peel. They go right in. And that was 3 large carrots we put in, diced.
Now this is, right away I noticed that barley is a little bit different than normal barley that that you're used to. Tell us about that barley.
This is just a medium pearl barley, and
Okay.
it's not the quick cook.
Okay.
Because this soup is going to take 2.5 hours, so it calls for just a regular traditional pearl barley, and it comes in a box.
Okay.
Quaker oats. It's a real nice barley. Cooks up perfectly in this soup.
So you'll see it right next to the regular barley.
Yes.
Just look for it. It's called pearl barley.
Pearl.
So, and you don't
Half
need
a
a lot
cup.
of it.
No.
Yes, it kind of explodes.
It doesn't look like much, but our soup is going to be full of barley. It's going to triple, quadruple in size.
Okay.
1 bay leaf that we'll try and pull out at the end. Thyme.
Okay.
Some dried thyme.
All right. Or
And
you could use
seasoned
fresh,
salt.
like a
about
little
1.5
steak seasoning salt.
Yes.
Just to
Lowry's
kinda beef up
seasoned
the
salt.
flavor. I like that idea.
6 cups of stock or beef broth.
We've talked about that before. Boy, used to be that growing up, that's all we had was canned beef broth and bouillon cubes. Now, stock and broth are a whole nother thing. Stock is the real deal, where they're using the beef and the vegetables and they're cooking it down. A little bit more expensive, but actually it's come down in price. So if you see the difference and you've got a choice between stock and broth, I always go for the stock.
Yeah, it's
more
kind of
flavor.
A nice little splurge.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't
And these
cost
are
that
so
much
great
money.
because if you don't use it all, you can just put the top on and put it back in the refrigerator. So.
This recipe we're going to use all. They're about 3 cups each. And then we're going to add a little bit of water if we need it, but it calls for 2 cups.
So we'll just do a little at first, then we can always add
Yeah.
more if it gets too thick.
Because that barley is really going to puff up and it's going to get a nice thick.
And the last 15, so this is going to simmer for about 2 hours.
2 hours.
With
a
the
nice
lid on
little
it?
simmer, yeah, with
Okay.
the lid on so we don't lose a lot of juice.
All right.
And then then about after that we'll add just 1 can of diced tomatoes to the soup and then bring it back, simmer it for about 15 minutes.
Okay. And then we want to add that at the end so it doesn't just disappear completely, you
Yes.
know. Okay, so here's our soup.
Here's our finished
that
soup.
we have been drooling over all morning long, and you can see how thick that barley just,
That looks good.
like you say, double, triples in size and really makes a gravy. You don't have to do anything to make that gravy. The barley does it all for you. Nice crusty bread.
Nice crusty bread
Ooh,
from the
Angie.
bakery.
Thank you so much. Recipes on our website. The Beef Council will also send it out to